All right, got some work done today. I'm gonna start right here with the feed line. I got that going. Oh, sorry, doesn't go up there. But it comes down, mounts into this filter right here. I don't have any of this stuff tied up yet, but this is how it'll go. It comes up, and the way I'm thinking of it right now is it'll come up right in front of the intake manifold, go back, tee off here. One line will run to the high pressure fuel pump, the other line will run to the regulator, and then from there I'll go back. Also got my oil lines ran. So this is the oil filter housing. These two lines go to the oil cooler that's down there. And those two lines, I'll show you real quick. Those mount in the block right there. It's kind of hard to see. As you can see, we had to do those fittings because we didn't have room for the factory oil filter housing. On top of all this stuff, so all this line making and stuff, found the radiator hose that'll work. Still need to find one for the lower. And the reason why that's more difficult is because we found one with the right bends. It was just about 2 inches short. Also took my set of brand new axles that I found on eBay. Tore those down. I know the bench is a mess right now, but got a set of axles made. I broke a circlip on one of them, so I have to find one of those, and I'll get the other one all back together. That's where I'm going to call it for the day. Come back tomorrow, finish up this fuel line stuff. Hopefully get the return routed. Some of it's kind of difficult because I don't have a vacuum pump in the way. I don't know where the fuel line is going to come off the factory high pressure fuel pump, stuff like that. So some of it I can't really do right now. Some of it I can. So we're going to mess around with it, and I'll do as much as possible. I'd like to get majority of the plumbing done before I send it off to Panda so we can get wired and hopefully get finished up. So, all right, guys, that's where we're at right now. Also another project, gonna be doing some ducting for all of this. Hopefully it'll help the airflow and prevent any cooling issues. So, all right, small little update. There you guys go. What's up, guys? Another day, just tighten up all the fittings. So I tightened up all the oil line fittings. And the feed line, I got it mounted with some nice cushion clips all the way through. And basically all that's left right now is I need to figure out somewhere to route the return and mount the fuel pressure regulator. It's kind of a big issue though, because I don't know, this mock-up high pressure fuel pump that I have right now is for a 2.0, I think, and the 2.3 is different. So I kind of need to wait wait until I have that part before I can route that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to go to the parts store and get a lower radiator hose. I'll get that routed up and tidied up. Also, another update, I went to a small auto parts store here in St. Louis, real small actually, and I was trying to find these circlips that hold the axle shaft into or hold the CV onto the axle shaft. These are circlips, so you actually have to compress the ring and then it'll reseat and open back up once you get around it. Couldn't find any local at like big auto parts stores, and they were all online. They were about 25 bucks. Went to the small shop for my uncle's recommendation, 93 cents for two of them. So sometimes you got to look where support the mom and pop shops. But the axles, once I get the bands back on, those will be ready to go. I need to get the broached hubs. Having some trouble getting Monster Miata to send me an invoice for the broached hubs. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. I need those hubs. I want to get these axles in. That way the rear end's pretty much finished minus brake pads. Yeah, so what's next is I need to measure for a drive shaft sometime down in the future. Once I measure the drive shaft, then the drivetrain will be complete. I need to order some fans for the radiator and a shroud. And then I'll be sending it off to Panda and getting it wired up. I need to go, I'm going to take this out, go up and get an oil filter. I need to cut some webbing off the hood. I'm I'm also going to do some weight reduction on this trunk and basically cut out all this webbing here in the center. See, on the hood though, I'm doing it for clearance. On the trunk, it is a steel trunk, so it is quite a bit heavier. I've seen people basically ruin their hoods trying to cut out all their webbing, and they only saved about 15 ounces, so not even a full pound. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and make it uniform on both sides, but I'm going to have some clearance issues here with an oil filter, and all of this stuff's going to be cut out here for some heat extractor, because I am going to have my cam phasers here that will be sticking out of the hood, so I'll have to clearance some hood vents. Other than that though, it's coming along pretty good. Don't know too much more of what I need to do. So that's kind of where we're at right now. The interior is all finished up for the most part. Drivetrain is pretty good. Mine is broached hubs and a drive shaft. I need to figure out the return and the fuel pressure regulator, but that's going to have to wait until after I get the vacuum pump on, the high pressure fuel pump that's for this engine and all that. Brake pads and all the engine wiring on the fan, so basically the control pack wiring. But that's where I'm gonna probably leave off for today's video. We'll see how much more work I get done. So all right, thanks guys, make sure you like and subscribe and share. Thanks. Just got back from AutoZone. They actually let me go into the back room and look at all their radiator hoses. O'Reilly's wouldn't let me do it. I mean, I get it. But anyway, so I got the lower radiator hose. My uncle had a piece of radiator hose for the upper that we cut down, and it works perfect. And then the lower was kind of a pain in the butt, and it's not perfect. I am gonna have to move it out to the side a little bit, but should work pretty good. Found some bolts and just got those in, got that water neck in there half-assed, you know, but got it all good. Show you a little bit of what I'm gonna have to do. So I am gonna have to put a cover right on this, or what I can do is get a zip tie or something and then kind of pull it back a little bit, because it, as you can maybe see, it's normally resting there. I'll probably wrap a zip tie around here and then try to pull it back a little bit and find a spot to mount it. That way it's not contacting. But this is literally the best fit I could find. I tried a couple hoses, and this is what I'm gonna be happy with. So I can also adjust this a little bit and bring it in a little bit more towards the front of the car, and that'll help. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Just get a little update. All right guys, so just finishing editing up that video that you guys just watched. I wanted to touch base really quick on kind of what's to come on the EcoBoost Miata. So I'm moving down to a little town outside of Springfield, Missouri for a new job starting up here in June. And then I basically don't want to move the car from St. Louis down there without it at least running. So I'm going to send it off to Panda. You know, with starting a new job, I'm not going to have as much time. Personally, I don't have a lot of experience with the you know, the sensor side of the EcoBoost. So where all the sensors are, timing the engine, getting the control pack and all that done. They've already done that on numerous cars. I trust them. They're my best friends out there, and I just want it done, and I want it done right. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to wire up the engine harness, the control pack, the auxiliary fuel, and then I'll probably come up some weekend and finish up the fuel system and install the fans and stuff like that, and install the drivetrain as those parts come in. But I want them to be able to basically get the car running and driving and ready to go. When I get it back down to Aurora, that is when I'll do the radiator ducting and start doing the aero mods. I really want to make this car not only functional in the drag strip, but also around corners. So that's kind of where the car is going. Going to probably be taking out the car to Panda within the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, and then I don't necessarily know how long they'll have the car with everything going on right now and the racing season be delayed. I really don't necessarily have a timeline or an event that I want it to be done for. Focus Fest, well, basically September 4th through the 6th. So that weekend I have Miatas at Hallett, which is in Oklahoma. I'm going to that for on that Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be going to Focus Fest in St. Louis. So that's assuming everything is open back up, should be. But that is going to be road course racing on that Friday, and then we're going to have drag racing and a car show in St. Louis on that Saturday. It's going to be super crazy, but I would like the car done and at least tested by them. I don't necessarily want to making full power. You know, if it was making, you know, just tuned on wastegate making, you know, 400, I'd be extremely happy and just content with showing the car off. I'm pretty proud of my work that I've done on this car, and I just want to be able to show that off to basically the Focus community as well as the Miata community, because I think this is a pretty cool swap for a Miata. It's about the same weight as, you know, a stock BP, even with the turbo stuff on it. It makes 500 to 600 horsepower or so, and I'm just really excited for it. And the weight distribution is a little bit better too. So that's where I'm going to leave off on this video. Videos might be a little scarce coming up, but that's just because work and the car is going to be worked on at Panda, so out of my hands. I'm going to hope to make some updates when I go up there and see the car and see the guys on the weekends. But till then, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share your video, or share this video with all your friends so they can kind of see what's going on with the EcoBoost Miata as well. See you guys.